Getting older sucks. Our bodies undergo significant changes, and the way we train needs to adapt to those changes. This doesn't mean giving up on progress or abandoning your fitness goals. It just means training smarter and respecting your body's limits. In this video, we're diving into 10 exercises every man over 40 should avoid. These are popular movements, but their risks can outweigh the benefits for aging joints, muscles, and tendons. Injuries can sideline you for months, and no workout is worth that. Make sure to stick around until the end, because number 4 is especially risky at this stage in life. 10. The leg press machine. At first glance, the leg press machine seems like a safe way to build strong legs. You're seated, stabilized, and able to push heavy weights without worrying about balance. What could possibly go wrong? Unfortunately, a lot. The fixed movement pattern of the leg press doesn't account for individual differences in hip, knee, or ankle mobility, forcing your joints into positions that may not suit their natural range of motion. This often leads to disproportionate stress on the knees and hips, especially under heavy loads. Another major concern is the position of your lower back. The angle of the seat often causes your lumbar spine to round, compressing the intervertebral discs. Over time, this can aggravate existing back issues or lead to new ones, such as herniated or bulging discs. Heavy loads can also create a false sense of progress. While it's easy to load more plates onto the machine, the lack of functional engagement means you're not building the stability or control needed for real-world movements. Instead, focus on free weight alternatives like goblet squats or Bulgarian split squats. These exercises work the same muscle groups like the quads, glutes, and hamstrings, while also engaging your core and improving balance. They also allow for a more natural range of motion, reducing the risk of injury and improving overall functionality. 9. Traditional crunches. Traditional crunches may have been the go-to abs exercise for decades, but for men over 40, they're more trouble than they're worth. The repeated flexion and extension of the spine in crunches puts significant pressure on the lower back, compressing the intervertebral discs. If you already have reduced spinal mobility, a common issue with aging, the risk of disc herniation or chronic lower back pain increases substantially. Crunches also fail to target the deeper core muscles that are critical for spinal stability. The movement primarily engages the rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscle, while neglecting the transverse abdominis and internal obliques, which are essential for maintaining posture and preventing injury. This lack of comprehensive engagement can leave your core imbalanced and vulnerable. On top of that, poor technique, such as pulling on the neck to lift the torso, can strain the cervical spine, leading to tension headaches or even neck injuries over time. A safer and more effective alternative is the plank. Unlike crunches, the plank is a static exercise that engages the entire core, including the deep stabilizing muscles. It keeps your spine in a neutral position, protecting your back and neck while promoting overall core strength. 8. Free weight bench press. The bench press is a classic exercise for building the chest, shoulders, and triceps, but it comes with significant risks, especially for older lifters. One of the main dangers is lifting heavy weights without a spotter. A failed rep could cause the barbell to drop onto your chest, neck, or face, leading to potentially life-threatening injuries. As strength decreases with age, even experienced lifters can face challenges in controlling heavy loads. Beyond the safety risks, the bench press demands flawless form to prevent unnecessary strain on the shoulders. The shoulders are particularly vulnerable as we age due to reduced joint mobility and a higher likelihood of wear and tear in the rotator cuff. Any instability or imbalances in the pressing movement can exacerbate these issues, increasing the risk of tendinitis or even rotator cuff tears. For a safer chest workout, consider dumbbell bench presses or machine presses. Dumbbells allow for a greater range of motion, enabling your arms to move naturally and reducing stress on the shoulders. They also give you the ability to drop the weights safely in case of failure. Machine presses, on the other hand, provide a guided path, eliminating the need for stabilization and significantly reducing the risk of injury. 7. Dumbbell flies. The dumbbell fly is a popular chest isolation exercise, but its risks often outweigh its benefits, especially for men over 40. The movement involves lowering the dumbbells in a wide arc, which places your shoulders in a stretched and vulnerable position. This excessive range of motion puts significant strain on the rotator cuff, a group of small but crucial muscles that stabilize the shoulder joint. Over time, this stress can lead to conditions like impingement syndrome or even rotator cuff tears. The elbows also take on a surprising amount of strain during this exercise. Holding the dumbbells with arms extended requires the elbow extensors to work hard to stabilize the weight, increasing the risk of tendon overuse injuries. This can be especially problematic for individuals who already experience joint pain or reduced stability. A safer alternative is the machine fly, which supports your arms throughout the movement. The machine limits the range of motion to a safe trajectory, reducing the stress on your shoulders and elbows while still effectively targeting the chest muscles. By using a machine, you can isolate your chest with less risk of injury and better control. 6. Diamond push-ups. Diamond push-ups are often recommended for targeting the triceps, but their narrow hand position creates a sharp angle in the wrists, forcing them to bear excessive stress throughout the movement. This can lead to wrist pain, inflammation, or even chronic conditions like carpal tunnel syndrome. The elbows also face added strain, as the concentrated weight increases the load on the triceps tendons. For men over 40, whose tendons naturally lose elasticity, this can lead to micro tears or chronic pain. If you've had any history of wrist or elbow discomfort, diamond push-ups can exacerbate these issues, making them a risky choice. A much safer and more balanced option is the traditional push-up with hands placed slightly wider than shoulder width. This variation distributes the load more evenly across the chest, shoulders, and triceps, reducing stress on any single joint. It's a simple adjustment that can make a big difference in both safety and effectiveness. 5. Behind the neck shoulder press. This exercise might seem like a solid choice for targeting your deltoids, but it's one of the riskiest movements for men over 40. This exercise forces your shoulders into an unnatural position of extreme external rotation while lifting the barbell overhead. For aging joints, this combination is a recipe for disaster. Over time, it can lead to serious issues like impingement syndrome, rotator cuff tears, or even tendinitis. The problem lies in how the movement violates your shoulder's natural biomechanics. With age, joint mobility decreases, and tendons and ligaments become less elastic, making it harder for your body to handle such exaggerated ranges of motion. If you already have any pre-existing shoulder pain or stiffness, this exercise only magnifies the risk of injury. A safer and equally effective alternative is the dumbbell shoulder press. Dumbbells allow for a more natural range of motion, enabling your shoulders to move in a way that feels comfortable and stable. Plus, you can adjust the angle and trajectory to suit your mobility, reducing strain on your joints. For even more stability, perform the dumbbell shoulder press seated with your back supported on an incline bench. This reduces the risk of overloading your spine and ensures that you stay in control throughout the movement. 4. Front raises. Front raises are often included in workouts to isolate the anterior deltoids, but here's the catch. This muscle group already gets plenty of attention from pressing exercises like bench presses and shoulder presses. Overemphasizing the front deltoids can lead to muscle imbalances, which in turn create instability in the shoulder joint. This imbalance, coupled with the repetitive stress on the shoulder tendons, can result in painful conditions like impingement syndrome or rotator cuff tendinitis. Another issue with front raises is their tendency to encourage exaggerated ranges of motion. Lifting the dumbbell too high places unnecessary strain on the supraspinatus tendon, a common trouble spot as we age. Reduced shoulder mobility only makes matters worse, increasing the likelihood of discomfort or injury. To build balanced and functional shoulders, shift your focus to exercises that target the lateral and posterior deltoids instead. Lateral raises with dumbbells are a fantastic alternative for working the side delts, while reverse flies target the rear delts. These movements not only improve the symmetry of your shoulders, but also promote overall joint stability, helping you stay pain-free both in the gym and in everyday life. 3. The deadlift. The deadlift is often hailed as the king of all lifts, and for good reason. It works multiple muscle groups and builds incredible strength. But for men over 40, the risks can quickly outweigh the rewards. The deadlift is one of the most technical exercises, requiring flawless form to avoid injury. Even a slight rounding of the lower back during the lift can place immense stress on your spine, potentially leading to herniated discs or nerve compressions. As you age, your spine becomes more susceptible to wear and tear, and the heavy compressive forces generated by the deadlift can aggravate existing back issues or create new ones. Additionally, the movement demands balanced activation of the glutes, hamstrings, and core. If any of these muscle groups are weaker or not properly engaged, other areas, like your lower back, are forced to compensate, significantly increasing the risk of injury. If you love the deadlift but want to protect your body, consider safer variations like the Romanian deadlift or the trap bar deadlift. The Romanian deadlift emphasizes the hamstrings and glutes while minimizing spinal compression, while the trap bar deadlift allows for a more upright posture, reducing stress on the lower back. Both alternatives provide excellent strength-building benefits with less risk. 2. The upright row. The upright row is a deceptively risky exercise, particularly for your shoulders. The movement involves lifting a barbell close to your body with your elbows flared high, which creates a position of internal rotation under load. This can compress the soft tissues in the shoulder joint, including the rotator cuff tendons and the subacromial bursa. Over time, this repetitive compression can lead to impingement syndrome, shoulder tendinitis, or even tears in the rotator cuff. Another issue with the upright row is that it often involves moderate to heavy loads. Combined with the awkward positioning of the shoulders, this significantly increases the risk of inflammation or chronic pain. For men over 40, whose joints and tendons are already more vulnerable, this exercise is best avoided. Instead, focus on lateral raises with dumbbells to target the lateral deltoids without compromising shoulder health. If your goal is to strengthen the traps, consider dumbbell shrugs or farmer's carries. These exercises are not only safer, but also more functional, helping to build strength and stability that translates to everyday movements. 1. Plyometric exercises. Plyometric exercises, like box jumps, burpees, and dynamic lunges, are fantastic for developing power and agility, but they're not ideal for everyone, especially men over 40. As we age, our bodies become less adept at absorbing high-impact forces. Bone density decreases, joint cartilage wears down, and tendons lose elasticity, making you more susceptible to stress fractures, joint pain, or even ligament tears from the repeated pounding associated with plyometrics. Another factor to consider is recovery. High-impact exercises place significant strain on your muscles and joints, requiring longer recovery times as you age. If your body doesn't have adequate time to heal, you're more likely to develop chronic issues like knee pain, Achilles tendinitis, or lower back problems. That doesn't mean you need to avoid all dynamic movements. Low-impact alternatives like step-ups or controlled kettlebell swings can still improve power and explosiveness without putting excessive stress on your joints. These exercises allow you to maintain intensity while minimizing the risk of injury, keeping you in the game for the long haul. A final thought. Your fitness routine should evolve, just as you do. By avoiding these risky exercises and focusing on safer, more effective alternatives, you can keep training hard without sacrificing your health. And remember, protecting your body today ensures you can keep crushing your goals for years to come. Comment below if there are any exercises that you think should be on the list. Feel free to watch some of our other videos to help you in your fitness journey. Check it out now, and let's keep growing stronger together.